guest. Welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Cindy Zhao. That's Cindy with a C, people. Cindy with a C. So, Cindy wants to know, who is my favorite alliance of all time in Big Brother history? That is a really tough question. There have been so many to choose from, but I would say off the top of my head, I loved the sloppy seconds from last season of Big Brother Canada, and I also adored the Sav 6 from season 6 of BBUS. I mean, there's so many more. Jason and Danielle from season 3, love. I mean, the list goes on, but off the top of my head, that's what comes out. And also, Cindy wants to know, who do I think is in the best spot right now in this season? I would have to agree with you, Cindy. I would probably say Godfrey. It seems like both sides want to take him to the final 3, possibly the final 2. So I think he's in a good spot, and I think people are underestimating his ability to get jury votes. I think he could get maybe enough to win. So we'll see. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. Yesterday, Sarah and Godfrey had a chat out by the hot tub. Sarah thanked him for throwing the HOH to her, and he's just like, you know, I trusted you that you were going to take out Zach this week. You followed through. And then they were both talking about how they feel pretty good about how this week went, and Zach should be leaving 3-0. They just need to relax, and it's all going to be okay. So then it was Zach and Ashley's turn to chat out by the hot tub. It seems like a very popular chat spot this season. He pretty much knows he's toast right now. He's like, Godfrey is not going to vote to keep me. There's no way that Brittany's going to, so I'm not even going to bother campaigning to you. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, he's trying to give Ashley advice for the rest of the season, and he warns her, Sarah has to go next. No matter what she says, you got to get rid of her, because once she starts talking, it's just like, oh, everything sounds wonderful. So she just needs to go after her. Sarah and Brittany need to be split up. And here's Zach's logic. He says, Brittany has got an amazing Big Brother resume, probably the best one left in the house right now. She's taken out a lot of powerful players, so she's going to be tough to beat in the final 2, which means people are not going to want to take her to the final 2. So leave her in the game. What? No one's going to take her to the finals. And then he's like, Godfrey, he's not going to beat anybody in the finals, so keep him in the game too. So I understand what Zach is saying here, how like no one's going to bring Brittany to the final 2. But at the same time, why are you going to leave somebody like that in the game? What if she just wins the final HOH herself and goes to the final 2? Like, you're not going to be able to beat her. So it doesn't really make sense to me. But Ashley's just like, yeah, if I win HOH, I'm going to put up Sarah and Brittany, which I do think is the right move for Ashley, because she definitely has a better chance in the end against Peely or Godfrey as opposed to Sarah or Brittany. But I think she should probably consider taking out Brittany before she takes out Sarah. Just my thought. So anyway, Godfrey, he's talking to Sarah and Brittany. He confirms his vote with them again. He's like, I'm definitely voting out Zach. But at the same time, they're all like, we can't count him out yet, because what if he's got some like butt veto or something? Like, you never know what's gonna happen. So they're not gonna count him out until he walks out the door. So then they're talking about how they're finally going to have the numbers next week. There's only going to be 2 diapers left against the 3 of them. They don't know it's a double eviction. And Ashley's going to be their next target, because she's more of a threat to get the jury votes than Peely. I mean, yeah. So Zach was still campaigning last night. He tried it again with Brittany in the have-not room, and he's just like, Brittany, once I'm gone, you're going to be the next big target in the house. And he's like, if you keep me this week, I'll do whatever you want, and you can get rid of me next week, but just keep me 1 more week. How many times have we heard that? And he's like, I'll just carry you to the final 2. Like, I'll bring you all the way there. He's like, you can ride on my back to the final 2. What? And she's just like, you are so full of shit. For real, though. So this morning, Brittany was telling Sarah about all of Zach's campaigning antics. And Brittany was like, you know what? I respect Zach for still campaigning and still fighting, but I'm still going to have to vote him out. And they talk about that for a while, and then Sarah's like, you know what? It's a good sign that Zach is still trying to get your vote, because, here's her reasoning, and that means that he doesn't have Godfrey's vote, because if Zach had Godfrey's vote, he could just be like, Ashley, do this. I've got this vote already. And she would freaking do it. I mean, I think she would. But yeah, he's not doing that. He's going to Brittany, so that shows that he does not have Godfrey's vote. I feel like that makes sense. Alright, so the house guests got the HOH camera today, and their job was to recreate memorable moments from this season. Number one memorable moment, Godfrey sleeping! That is actually something that they took pictures of. Godfrey calling out Cindy about the broken camera. That was super intense. And Zach in the bathtub. Seriously though, that must be a record, the number of baths that Zach took this season. I feel like he was always conducting business from the tub. And then lots of other stuff like that. So I want to know, I want to hear from you guys. Leave it in the comments. What are some of your favorite moments from this season? I want to know. Okay, so today, more campaigning from Zach. He was talking to Ashley again. And I thought it was funny because earlier he was like, I'm not going to bother campaigning to you unless I know that I have one other vote, because it's just going to be a waste of time if I don't. But I don't think he's got any votes, and he's still campaigning to Ashley, so... but he's telling her, basically, there's no way that she and Peely are going to make it to the end together. Ouch. He's like, you're going to have to go back to back to back to back to back, whatever, in competitions to make it to the end with her. And he was like, your chances of making it to the end are higher with me. And again, he's like, I'll just carry you right on my back. I'll bring you there. You're just going to stroll into the finals. And Ashley's like, it's going to be tough for me, like, no matter what I do. So, ugh. But then she was talking about how she feels like she can only really beat Godfrey and Peely in the final two. Can she beat Godfrey? I don't know. I think people are really underestimating Godfrey in the finals, but we'll see. So the campaign trail rolled on. Zach hit up Brittany again, and honestly, I think she's really enjoying the extra attention from Zach. Everybody can see that Brittany's definitely crushing on Zach, but at the same time, I think it's really stressing her out because she's like, I want to keep Zach emotionally, but like I know I need to get rid of him. So Sarah's like, do not let Zach get to you. You need to freaking just do this, rip off the Band-Aid, and get it done. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is somebody gonna flip at the last second and keep Zach? I don't know, but we'll see. It's looking like he's going, but let me know who you guys want to go in the second eviction. And until tomorrow, much love.
3, 2, 1. Edit.